What can you tell me about the Greek god Hermes?
History question.
I have absolutely no idea.
I will say the wrong thing, and then the internet will be mad at me.
Did he carry cargo on his shoulders? I don't know. Pull a cart? Was he the god of goods?
Hermes was the herald of the gods and considered the protector of the human heralds, so responsible for people traveling from one location to another and moving things around.
Perfect.
The Hermes is RSI's first dedicated medium freighter. We were discussing new ships quite some time ago, and at that point we were developing the Apollo, and the Hermes seemed a natural chassis alteration for the Apollo series.
With the RSI Apollo, it was received very well in terms of its styling, and really what we wanted to do was take those visuals and just make it available for a new audience.
The main distinguishing feature of the Hermes is it has much larger, beefed up thrusters visually on the outside.
It needs a lot of power to move that weight around. One of the things we wanted to try and convey with its visuals was this idea that it had a lot more strength than what the base Apollo did. So if you look at the very top of the ship, you'll notice that where there's a big window in the Apollo, you're seeing much more of the kind of like the inner structure of the ship. So it's reinforced with large girders and these big metal plates that make it feel a lot stronger.
Whilst its official designation is a medium freighter, the Hermes is sort of internally often referred to as a sort of blockade runner. It is great performance in a straight line with those extra beefy thrusters. It has some good armor. Obviously the weapons are all upgraded compared to the Apollo series. It has 16 S2 missiles. It can pack a punch while providing very competitive SCM and nav speeds at the expense of some maneuverability. Inside, the front half of the ship shares virtually everything with the Apollo series, and that is your bridge and habs and component room, but the back half is a completely different story.
It's pretty obvious that things have changed. It basically strips out any of the interior that isn't essential to the ship's flight and replaces it with a large cargo space.
Capable of holding 288 SCU, and that includes being able to hold the 32 SCU crates. There isn't a lot of ships in that 200 to 300 SCU cargo range. You have the Raft series that's down at 192, and then you have sort of the Caterpillar series that is 500 plus. There isn't really many ships in that middle zone. The Hull B is moving up to 512. That was sort of the closest. But of course the Hermes carries all of its cargo internally compared to say the Hull series, which has it all external and much more vulnerable.
One of the things we realised when we were developing the ship was having a cargo space that is quite short but very wide, and then trying to bring the cargo into the space was quite difficult. So our design team came up with this idea of having this tracked beam that ran on a rail through the centre of the cargo space. And that really allows you to be able to pull that cargo in quite easily.
And the tractor beam can be controlled from either the co-pilot seat or a dedicated station at the rear of the ship. So if you've ever had problems playing cargo Tetris, then the Hermes might be the ship for you.
So in terms of paints on the Hermes, the default paint is kind of a nod back to the Zeus CL, so another cargo ship from RSI. We thought it'd be nice to kind of continue that theme and that brand recognition across the cargo ships on the RSI lineup. The Apollo was quite a serious ship, so for the paints for the Hermes, we thought we'd have a bit more fun. We've got a nice two-tone black and yellow. We've got a purple, yellow and white. And because Jared cries when we don't, and he's quite persistent at coming and appearing at my desk, we also did the disco paint that we did for the RSI Meteor. So it builds on that brand recognition, and it keeps Jared happy.
Yay!
This ship is obviously for those focused on cargo hauling. but you can also fit quite a lot of our smaller ground vehicles in there. So it's a great little ship to reposition things around. A lot of people have said that they love the Apollo's look, but don't like the medical gameplay, so this really is the ship for those people. It's fast, sleek, and is very just versatile ship, so I think people are going to enjoy it.